Hello, welcome to West Ham Confidential. So today I'm talking about the next fixture against Liverpool. Well, the opening fixture of the season against Liverpool next Sunday at 1:30 at Anfield. Yeah, West Ham travel all the way up the M6. Well, we're going to try and get a result out there, aren't we? So we've just come off another win against Angers of Ligue 1. 1-0, Chishrita got the goal. Yeah, a bit of a tap-in, bit of a fumble really there by the keeper. But look, the goal's a goal. That's exactly where we need Hernandez, the fox in the box, the poacher. As long as he gets a tap on it and the ball goes in the back of the net, that's what we want him there for. Overall, we're looking pretty good, looking pretty decent. Defensively, we're looking a lot better. I really like Balbuena. I've got to say, Noble for me is doing really well. I like the way he's sort of dropping off and almost going central defence at times when Ogbonna and Balbuena were splitting left and right. So I really like that. I like the way Pellegrini's got them playing, trying to be solidly defence and looking for the crossfield pass, the and then just get forward to the final third, and that's where we need to, where the action is, and that's where we need to improve on the transition play from defence to midfield to attack. That's where we've struggled the last two seasons, and if it wasn't for Arnautovic, really, we'd be looking at Championship football now. Anyway, so looking forward to Liverpool. They're a fantastic side, aren't they? Unfortunately for us, we've got high expectations now as Hammers fans. Of course, we are. We're all really excited. We're all really enthusiastic about all the signings. Pellegrini, finally, the board, have shown some ambition, and then they've actually heavily invested or are heavily investing. We've got another player now. Silva's just arrived, the young lad. Kouyate's gone. Looks like. Reece Oxford might be on his way as well. If the deal can be done with Everton, who knows on that. But maybe a couple more players leaving, maybe a couple more players coming in before the end of the transfer window. Anyway, whatever it is, there's at West Ham we have it's a new West Ham, isn't it? It's a new look West Ham. Pretty much, it's going to be a new look first 11 as well. So it's going to take a while for us to, for the players to all bed in together, get that understanding. But hopefully, all this work in the pre-season, work on the fitness, work on work on the systems, and work on the way they can set up defensively in midfield, hold in midfield, and its attack will pay dividends against Liverpool. Fortunately, Liverpool have also had a good pre-season, I would say, over the United States. And I don't know if you saw the footage of the when they stuffed Man United, I think it was, and the Shaqiri goal. They got him from Stoke for a song. Really, I think it's 12 million. They got 12.5 million or something. I could be wrong on that, but he's a good player, and maybe we should have gone for him as well. But it is what it is. Best of luck to the lad. He's gone there. Hopefully, he won't do the business against us. So what can we expect against Liverpool? Well, they're going to be really, hot in attack, aren't they? Fast flowing football, moving the ball forward really quickly, using the width, but also cutting through the middle. And they're going to attack our weakness, which has been in holding midfield and also in defence for the last couple of seasons. But they're also probably going to press higher up the field at this time and actually make it harder for us to go forward as well. So although we're dreaming high right now and we've got lots of high expectations and we're really looking for a top 10, top 8 finish, let's say, let's be realistic about it. Hopefully a top 6, great, a top 4 of course. But we can only hope for, I would say, a good result for us would be getting a draw at Liverpool. If we can hold them off a little bit and maybe hit them on the counter attack, hold our shape, and then trouble there. I still think they've got a suspect holding midfield and defence. Actually, I think if we can get width with Yarmolenko and Anderson, left and right, balls into the box quickly with pace, and Hernandez on the end of those, maybe an Antovic as well, some storming runs. I think we've got a chance to come away with a decent result. A decent result is a draw in my opinion. A great result will obviously be a win, but a defeat would not be the end of the world as long as we put in a decent performance and it's a narrow defeat. I mean, if they stuff us 5 or 6-0, obviously that won't be too good. So it's back to the drawing board and a lot more work to be done. If it's a narrow defeat, then I think the club is on the right path. It's on the right path. So, the ambition that the club has shown now, the owners have shown, the investment they're making, hopefully it will pay dividends now. This investment really, let's face it, should have been done 2 years ago. We wouldn't have had 2 years of hurt and pain and suffering and protests and media outbursts and all this sort of stuff. If they promise if they delivered what they promised, a couple of years ago, everything would have been sorted out. Anyway, that's another subject. Let's not dwell on that too much. Time to move on, move with the program, and let's move onwards and upwards. Under Pellegrini, who I really like. I kind of like his, his quiet, assured manner. I think. Are we looking at going back to a 4-4-2? Simplistic football. Is it ineffective football? Is it outdated football? Personally, I don't think it is. But I also don't think we should be playing a 4-4-2 all the time. I think possibly you need to change his tactics according to whichever team we're coming up against. So I think being resolute in defence is the way to start, and then looking forward to getting the transition from defence to midfield to attack. That's what we really got to work on. So obviously they've got standout players, Mane, Salah, Firmino, the list is endless really, isn't it? They got some great youngsters coming through as well, Liverpool. West Ham, we've obviously made all our signings, we've still got to get them to bed in. Let's see how they develop. Let's see over the next few weeks how the team comes together, how the performances come together. But I think looking forward to the season, for me, I think a top 10 finish will be absolutely fantastic. I'm predicting an 8. We're finishing 8th. Others finishing 7th, saying I think top 6, top 4 is a bit unrealistic. But I think it's certainly top half of the table, top 10. It'll be a great season. A nice decent run in the League Cup or in the FA Cup. Would be brilliant as well. So I think that's where we should be aiming first season, and then build on from there, and then maybe push on for Europe. If we can achieve it this year, all the better, of course. But I think there's a lot happening at West Ham right now. There's a lot of new things, new manager, new coaches, new players, and there'll be new facilities at the training ground at Rush Green. Within the next few months as well. I assume they're already working on those right now. So there's a lot to take in right now. But the fans so far seem to be quite happy about it. The rumours coming out of the club, everything's ticking along quite nicely. The players have bought into the manager and the style and the coaching and the system. So it's all positive stuff. Yeah, we're going to have players leaving. Kayate, he left for Crystal Palace the other day. I got mixed feelings about it because I thought he was a great player when he was at Upton Park. Moved to London Stadium and it just hasn't happened. Yeah, he might be great in the dressing room, he might be a lovely chap, he might be a genuine chap and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I hate to say, I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but it's a performance-based business, isn't it? And he just hasn't performed in the last 2 years, and unfortunately, that's it. He just hasn't done it. Last season he had possibly 2, 3. Possibly 3.5 really good performances. The Huddersfield performance was really good. I think Southampton one was pretty good as well, which I saw. I think and a couple of others. Oh yeah, and the couple of games before the end of the season, he showed up, put a great cross in for Jean Mario to score as well. So they had little flashes of what he was or what he could be, but he just never came back. So maybe it'd be better for him at Crystal Palace, and I wish him well. And this is what I talk about. When players, leave the club in good standing. In my opinion, he will leave in good standing. Whereas other players, let's say Payet, he didn't leave in good standing, regardless of what's going on in the background in the club, and what he may have been told, what he not been told. There are ways to do it, and there are ways to leave a club. So there's a right way and the wrong way, and Kouyate's done it the right way. And whether he wanted to leave himself, whether he was forced out. I mean, let's face it. Players come and go all the time, so they're not always going to be in the manager's in the plan for the next year, the next season, the next few seasons. So that's Kouyaté as well. Reece Burke's always gone. Reece Oxford might be on his way out. Still undecided about Cullen, Josh Cullen, whether he'll feature, whether he'll stay, whether he'll be loaned out. I mean, Snodgrass exactly the same. I think Snodgrass has done really well pre-season, but others will disagree with me. I know lots of fans out there really don't like him at all, think he's just championship player, but I think he's given the right set of players around him and the right system. I think he can do well. So I'd be surprised. And let's not forget when we bought Snodgrass off Hull, and he was their main player, and he did really well for them. So maybe he can come to us and actually start doing that again. Anyway, I'm hoping Anderson isn't like a weak player like Jean Mario was, and it took him a while. I mean, it took Jean Mario a while to bed into the Premier League, and I've got a feeling Anderson's going to be the same. I have a bit more faith in Yarmolenko. I think he's more of a British style of player, although he's Ukrainian, of course. But you know what I mean. He's that kind of makeup to him. Balbuena, I think, is brilliant. Diop, really impressed with so far as well. So, it's all looking good for Anfield. So remember, next Sunday, 1:30. Check out the live streams wherever you are. So they're probably going to be on various sites. I won't name them here, but there's probably going to be a live stream somewhere. I've got one which I'll it will hopefully work for me as well. Unfortunately, I'm working next weekend, so I can't get to the game. But hopefully I'll catch up with a bit of the stream as well, and then catch you later as well. Okay, so my prediction for next week, I would say 2-2, and Hernandez to get 2 goals for us. Cheers.